Welcome Islanders to the Island in the Sky Skycast. And today we have a special guest. We have an artist locally here from Lee County. TOB, Takeoff Burford. The man, the legend. What's going on, son? What's good?
I can't complain about anything, man. Blessed to be here. Happy to be here with you guys, man.
Welcome to our show. You know, trying to do a little podcast thing. You know, bring everybody we know that's doing something. You know, some type of art, music, writing, cooking. You know, whatever. We want to bring the people we know to the show and then bring it out to everybody out there. And we're just gonna kick it off. We got some questions. And all right, TOB.
Let's get into it.
Hobbies and interests outside of music. What do you like to do when you're not, you know what I'm saying, writing or
Okay.
do some music?
I'm always focused on music, even when I'm not. But outside of that, I'd say like food. I'm a big foodie. I love eating. I love
Burning with Burford, y'all.
Burnt by Burford, yes sir. Every Sunday.
Burnt by Burford, there you go.
Every Sunday, a new episode drops. So yeah, I love cooking as well. Something I've done since a young age. Trying new foods. I'm a big sports fan. I love football. I love basketball. I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. And I'm big on family and friends. So like, if I'm really able to relax and not focus on music, I'm trying to cherish time with somebody I love around me. So, you know, that I say that's pretty much my hobbies outside of that. That's dope.
Do you feel you have any weaknesses in your music that you want to improve?
You know, the pride and ego would say no, but of course, there's always room for improvement. I feel like I'm not necessarily outgoing or attempt to network as much as I should, as much as I would even like to. I just make excuses for whatever reason. And I feel like my biggest weakness would be standing in my own way. You know, whether it's self-doubt, failed execution, or just whatever it is. I think if I can continue to get out of my own way and stop putting obstacles up for myself to hurdle, that I'd be able to do a lot more.
They say sometimes your worst enemy is yourself.
That's a true statement. That is a true statement.
Masterpiece, a masterpiece. You try a masterpiece. A masterpiece. You try a masterpiece. A masterpiece. You try a masterpiece. I'm a masterpiece, you try a masterpiece, peace. Perfection lays inside of progress. That's right. This direction that I'm heading in leaves myself nauseous, not knowing if in due time this life gon' be a constant or a construct of nonsense. So I'm nonchalant on some knowledge, I'm off it. Don't care about no trending topics or hot.
What about the music makes you feel passionate? What makes you say, this is what I want to do?
That's a tough one. I think what it's tough about it is that it's just in me, you know, like even before I got into creating music or even had a vision of myself being an artist, I was always a music head, always in love with music and in love with percussion, the frequencies that it gives off. I think that what I'm passionate about is the music itself. You know, I don't think there's like a specific like lyricism or bar or like, you know, the beats I don't think there's anything that stands out amongst the trees, you know, as they would say. But I think it's more so music itself. Like music is the best interpretation of art for me, and I think that it's like a timekeeper. You know, I can listen to a song from 50 years ago and it still hold as much meaning today and as much significance as it did then. I think
Music brings back memories and feelings. It does.
You know, so I think the entirety, everything about it. You know, if I wasn't passionate about it, it just wouldn't be for me.
That's a good answer. Alright. Describe your favorite and least favorite parts of being an artist.
Okay, this one is pretty easier to answer. My least favorite is everything about it. So when I first started creating music, I thought it was as simple as I buy a YouTube beat to make money off of it. 6 years later, 8 years later, it's anything but, you know. The amount of money I've put into this, time, effort, that in comparison to what I've gotten back, you know, some would say isn't worth it. But I think that all of that dedication, the time spent, You know, whether it's like isolating yourself or staying up late after you've already worked your job, or you know, missing out on a party or whatever to really
honing your craft.
To hone that craft. I think that that in itself became one of the best parts about the stuff. As much as the individual Thomas hated it, the artist inside of me continued to thrive the more I put myself inside of that environment. So I would say my favorite thing about being an artist is being an artist. My ability to create, my ability to take inspiration from anything I see around me or anything I hear, you know, anything like. I think that's just one of the best things. And then sometimes when I write a song, it's I'll go into it kind of just like filling it out, seeing where we go, and then by the end of it, I wrote a message to myself that I didn't even know I needed to hear. So I think just that talent and ability to create and tap into the universe got to be my favorite part about it. You know, we have a saying we use in my collective: we got a card that swipes. As long as it swipes, we got to keep swiping it. And the second I can no longer create or create authentic, genuine music, that card's done. So as long as I got it, I'm gonna swipe it. I love it.
No doubt, son. Skills that you've gained that help you perform as an artist. What skill trees or sets have you?
I think first would be breath control, right? So I wrote for about 4 years before I ever started the endeavor of trying to record music, and right before I started recording music, my lung had actually collapsed, so I went through this ordeal, and all the music I wrote prior to that, I got to a point where I would write the breaths into it and be able to, you know, in theory, perform the song start to finish, even though I never had. And then when I started trying to record after the lung collapse, it was almost unbelievable how like I couldn't even get 3 bars without being gassed. So that put into perspective to me at the very start of it how important the breath control was, and over time of the repetition, my breath control helps me to be able to deliver the best performance when I'm on stage. I'm not running out of breath, I'm not gassed, I don't need my track playing in the background. I'll do show mixes so you can hear me, myself the whole time. And I think another thing would be confidence. You know, when I first started, and it's not like I'm uber confident, I never have any doubt, but when I first started, there was a lot of indecision as whether like, you know, can I do this? Like, what are the people gonna think? And the more I've done it, the more I've continued to put myself out there and realize that it doesn't matter what they think. It's like, you know, the people that like the music are the ones that you want them to listen to your music. So I think the confidence would definitely be another thing. And repetition, you know, there's no better way to improve on anything in this world except for repetition. So I think just the combination of those three have brought me to a different level of performer than what I was when I first started.
Ready for this one?
I don't know. We're gonna see.
Okay, I'm gonna switch these up.
All right.
We'll start with describe the worst performance of your career.
The worst performance. Ooh, that's a curveball right there. Got to be my very first performance. Me and my collective, the collective I'm part of, we went down to Miami, and I don't know who in the right mind, Kev. I don't know who in the right mind.
Well, Tom, we're gonna take you to Miami for your first live show, son. Don't worry about it. You gonna
slight work, don't worry. Yeah,
you're gonna kill it.
I think, in hindsight, it was probably the best way to. It's like throwing your kid or getting thrown into the water to learn how to swim, right? Because I went into it was such a bad performance. I was in the middle of performing and I had to widen my stance because of how bad my legs were shaking. I could see that they could see my legs were shaking, so I had to widen my stance to try to stand straighter. That's how petrified I felt, right? And as I do the performance, I don't necessarily mess up, but this is, you know, before I have breath control down, before I have the confidence, repetition. I'm still using a back track instead of a show mix. But seeing the love and the reciprocation that I got from people that have no idea who I am or, you know, 3 hours away from me, that afterwards was an eye-opener, because it's kind of like, if I can make these people, you know, understand the message and enjoy the time, then there's no reason for me to doubt the fact that I can do it anywhere.
It wasn't a bad performance, bro.
Nah, it wasn't there.
It was a learning experience.
That is exactly what it is. Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, so then we're gonna get to your favorite performance.
Okay. Favorite performance. I'd be quick to. I'd be.
Looks like you got a couple.
Yeah,
up there.
so
Like there.
I'd be inclined to instantly jump to the performance we did in California last April, but
That was dope, son. That video was dope, son.
it was amazing. You know, me and Speaker Truth Records, we went up there for a week, and it'd be like in the mecca of hip hop world, and to just be completely submerged inside of what it is I want to do every day, it was just amazing. And then to again, like going to Miami or Texas or anywhere, to perform inside of an environment that you have no connection to, nobody knows who I am, and to still see the recognition and like support of the music, it's like one of those eye openers that like the only thing that can stop me is me. But on that same hand, we did a local show in Naples last August. It was our first annual First Day Back show, and it was a show where we collected school supplies, and you know, I don't gotta tell you, you know, and to be able to see the community come out. At the end of it, we had enough supplies that we donated for 2.5 classrooms, they told us. And
that's awesome, bro. I remember that event, yo. Island Sky was there.
Yes, sir. All the food. Chicken. We're going to do it again this year. We're going to have them there again this year.
And we will be there.
So I think it was one of those things like, this is more than just music or rapping into a mic. Like, at the end of the day, we want to be able to affect our community in a positive way. We want to touch the youth, and to be able to go and give back to kids that we were in situations where we might not have had the best growing up, or like the best opportunities or means. You know, a new book bag could mean the most to a kid like
That's
that.
Right.
So to be able to know we use our music and our platform to put together something like that, it was, I think it might be the best performance, because how could you top that, you know?
That's awesome, especially when you do it for the people.
Exactly it.
All right. Performance anxiety. Do you ever get it? And if you do, how you deal with it, bro?
I think anybody who says they don't, to some degree, is lying, right? Like, even professional athletes, they say, like, if you're not nervous before the game, you're not ready for the game. So, I feel like, at first, performance anxiety, like I said, that first performance, whew, it was something I've always thought was funny. Is I love music, I love writing, I love performing, but I hate public speaking. So, they kind of go hand in hand, you know? And so my first few attempts at it, it was very nerve-wracking, and with repetition that gets better. But I think anytime I go to perform, there is not necessarily a stage fright, but performance anxiety, like you said. And I think what helps me get over it is starting, because before I start, I'm overthinking everything. I'm thinking, like, you know, what happens if the track isn't downloaded properly? What happens if the mic isn't? Anything that could go wrong, right? But
technical difficulties.
Anything, right? What happens if I gotta, like, my voice isn't, whatever it is. But as soon as I get into it, it's like repetition. Like, when you're playing basketball, you might be nervous scouting the other team, but once you start, you're not thinking about nothing but getting the bucket, right? So once I start, it's almost like, I don't want to say trance or blackout or anything like that, because I think that's just all a cliche, but
you get in the zone.
Exactly that. And then as soon as I'm in that zone, it's kind of like, that's it. You know, there's no knocking me out of it. There's no nothing. And I think that really comes from the repetition of the fact that just getting on stage over and over again and like putting myself out there. But it's definitely something I've dealt with. I used to drink, and which is I do not recommend for nobody. I used to like drink a little bit. Not like get drunk, but take a shot or two to help calm the nerves.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was a healthy way. And as an artist, I don't want to have a crutch where like I need to perform drunk.
Yeah, I need to drunk. Yeah.
You know, and because I stand by my music, so. Yeah, it's something that I think is an ever-growing process. But like I said, if anybody says that they're not nervous, they're not telling the truth.
Performance anxiety. Nah, seems like you got it down, son.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
Your bitch a dime, but see my bitch a quarter. Expensive I taste, you could never afford it. Your bitches is basic, my game from the border. I thought that the nigga had already told you. I'm popping like soda, I know it like Yoda. When I come around, niggas lose their composure. I'm standing my ground like I'm a soldier. Ain't something for day, boy, you smelling that odor. Yeah, the nigga got grown. My bag is what I be on. My bad if I let you alone. This cash finally got to the dome. Real fast, how we get it back on. No cap, this fat nigga run like a trap. That'll barely be home, cause I gotta go and get it. Nigga commit.
Before we continue with the next question, we want to bring out the Island Sky Simple Island Sandwich.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
We got a chicken cutlet with tomato, island slaw on ciabatta bread.
Ooh, I wish I had a knife. You see the crust on this? This is...
Just listen.
You're gonna have to excuse me, I'm diving in.
How's that slaw?
This is actually delicious. The slaw, perfect. Like, bro, I'm actually speechless. I can always talk. This cutlet is great. Everybody says they can cook a good cutlet. Not many can. This is a great cutlet. The bread is perfect. The slaw just is the best topping that you can add, and it goes so perfect with that tomato on top. Oh.
You can add what you like. If you want to add cheese, we usually add mozzarella, nice fresh.
You don't need to add nothing.
Exactly like this. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
What was the next? I'm sorry, I could eat this all day. I almost forgot we were here for it.
Alright. What's the best piece of advice you can give another musician? Or something, you know, what's the best piece of advice another musician has ever gave you?
Oh, I think this wasn't on a personal level. This was a mainstream artist who said this. But Russ, he said, what if it works better than you imagine? Right? Because like the biggest fear of an artist is what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if it flops? What happens if this happens, this happens? But I don't think often enough we put ourselves in situations to think, what happens if the positive happens? You know, and then it just gives you that much more momentum to move forward with. I think that would be one of the things that that has really solidified it. You know, for me, I think that would be one of the best pieces of wisdom I've received. But then there's always things that I hear along the time that just subconsciously hold weight and retain water.
Kev always drops jewels.
I was about to say, like,
jewels,
there's not a time I'm in his presence and he fails to teach me something else. You know, it doesn't have to be something motivational, but it's just he's always opening my mind and opening a door for me to walk through and explore the library myself. And so yeah, it's always around.
How would you handle traveling and being away from your home for an extended time period while you were on tour?
I'd bring it with me. Right? So they say home is where the heart is. I think if I was really going on tour, I'd bring my dog with me, like my actual dog. Some people would bring their dogs. No, I'm gonna bring my Catahoula, bring Mama Dukes, and you know, like the entourage, some of the boys, and then we could go to India, and it don't matter, you know. I think surrounding yourself with people who you cherish is what keeps you present, regardless of what the circumstances are, you know. So like I said, when we went to California, we were there with the collective, and even though certain things went astray or whatever, there was never a moment where I was like, I didn't want to be here, I didn't want to be doing this, because this is exactly what we wanted. So I think that'd be it. I don't think I need a lot of materialistic things, because if I'm on tour, I'm sure I'd be able to get it wherever I'm going. I don't think I would need like the women or anything else that, you know, most people would bring. I think just
That's why I feel I stay out of my feelings. Just need me a bag, I'll be okay. Bitch, you like the bills of me, I do the billing. We came from the rags of the cold days. The top of the building is what is appearance. Somewhere right there near one cold state. You see what you hearing, it's me just revealing. I'm bringing the squeeze like Colgate. Once I get out the gutter, it's word to my brothers, I ain't going back, I'm a bull straight. Till the wheels cannot flutter, I'm sliding like butter. You know that this ain't here whole weight. Can't compare me to other days, shit getting smothered. They fucking with me, then they fucking their growth. That this shit come with ease in the garden of Eden. Nigga bustin' that album with no faith, no faith. See, I do not believe that we ever will see us. A nigga like me could go and achieve anything that he dreams, cause I know that his perseverance is something fierce. All this interference I've had in my life was just making cleanse from my first appearance. Now I show coherence.
Did you enjoy that sandwich, sir?
delicious. I want another. Come on, you think I'm playing? He's laughing.
Alright, got a couple more questions. Influences.
Like artistically?
Yeah. Who do you know?
So I don't know if there's a lot of like intentional inspirations. I think it's a lot more like subconscious, you know, like I'm in love with the lyricism, like of Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole. Excuse me. And I think that that's always inspired me to like a certain standard of wanting for myself and some type of meaning into the music. Even a Killer Mike, he dropped an album last year called Michael. I think listening to that album and going to see J. Cole perform live at Dreamville, the combination of those two things last year just changed the trajectory that I was currently on. And not to like overstate it, but just the significance and the inspiration that both those things brought to me was like an XP download of 10,000 or something, you know, as far as from the universe. And I would say that the people around me, a lot of inspiration as well, like Kevin, somebody that, you know, we mentioned a couple times, just seeing the way he holds himself and how genuine and compassionate a person he can be inside of a world and like really a business that isn't, is a beautiful thing to see. The knowledge he's willing to share, you know, like the intellect that he has on the aspects of stuff, like he's a big inspiration that I keep myself thankful for. I always gotta remind myself that, like, you know, because it's the people that you surround yourself with that determine your future, some say. And so I would definitely say there's some of my inspirations, but I don't know if I necessarily go around looking for inspiration. Some people would wait for inspiration, and I think I just allow it to come to me naturally.
I got a question for you that I wanted to know. When you shoot your videos, what gives you the inspirations for, like, you know, the spots you choose? Because you choose a lot of, like, really cool locations, you know, and they're just, you know, they're here in town, they're local, you know, it's like Cape Coral, Fort Myers, places that people go by. I'm like, oh, my man shot his video right there, you know?
So I think some of that's like inspiration from this is where I'm from, you know, like whether it's like a Never Be music video or How I Feel music video, both of those are spots that are right by my childhood upbringing, you know, so it's a significant spot to me. And when I look back 10 years, I'll be able to like, yeah, like that's crazy. That road right there, that house in the back, you know, like in all those little like Easter eggs. So it's kind of just like raw inspiration as far as like, oh, we could shoot something here. But lately, we've been, and it seems corny, but we've been, so I seen this Instagram videographer who would take a video of himself taking a picture of something. But before he took the picture, he would like see how it looked inside of his fingers as like a center frame. And then so sometimes I'll go and I'm trying to shoot content and we'll just look around, and instead of me looking at it, I'll see like if I was just cut this out into a frame, what would it look like? And then there's certain spots where you're like, boom.
That's it right there.
But if you're looking at it overall, you just be like, yeah, there's nothing that really stands out here. And it's a real corny, like it feels weird.
Nah, that helps you focus, bro.
And
Focusing
so,
on the spots that you wanna.
That would be it. That'd be it. But besides that, really, you might not know it, but we just wing it. It's like throwing paint. Sometimes we pick a spot, and it doesn't work out. So, you know, we have to scrap that idea and try again somewhere else. But it's definitely just trying to use what I have around me. Because, again, that's me putting myself in my own way, making excuses like, oh, I need to go to the Bahamas, or I need to go to this place to be able to shoot content or create this video where there's beauty everywhere and everything.
There's a lot of content here. There's definitely a lot of spots to shoot content here. Other artists here in town, collabs, what's coming up next, projects. Don't give us all of it, but give us a little something for the, you know. But I just saw that clip the other day on Instagram.
Yeah, so
that track is fire.
Thank you. That track is actually Just Believe is going to be dropped in the 16th of this month, so May 16th, on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere except for SoundCloud currently. And then I actually have an EP that has a collab or two on it dropping at the end of this month, you know, so I won't indulge in that too much. But, you know, another talented artist on there, all the production by Kev. And there's actually some more work coming this year too. So there's a couple bodies of work, and definitely some collabs. So, you know, it's, like I said, about 2 weeks out from the beginning of the rollout, and then once that starts, we can continue to add on to it. You know, definitely something to watch.
We're gonna hold you to that one.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna hold you to that one. You want to give out any of your social media, where people can find your music?
So, so you wanna ask me again?
Do you want to give the folks anywhere where you can find your social media, your music?
Okay, yeah, so on Instagram, it's takeoff.burford. Wow. Takeoff.burford, that's BURFORD. And same as YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you want to listen to music, it's going to be Takeoff Birdford, B-U-R-F-R-D. The easier way, anagram to remember by is just TOB. You know, it's that simple. But yeah.
Well, y'all, we're wrapping it up. Another Eye in the Sky interview. Check us out. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Big shout outs to Pablo, the man behind the camera, my son Brandon, for hooking it up. And yeah, Islanders, love y'all. Take it easy. One. Appreciate you coming.
Rip out, tag, dip out, math. Counted up after we doing the dirt. Count with the fingers that started to hurt. Counted it something, it seemed berserk. It's counterfeit, but we not back on the alert. Yeah, I'm back on the hunt. I got me a hunch, I'm ready to punt. I know where they brunch, I'm spiking they drink. Ain't talking no punch, the signal to wink. We ready to launch, the signal to wink. We ready to launch, we ready to look. My shot does not come with a fake. My pump does not come with delay. Shots that these niggas gon' take. Never gon' hit cause these niggas can't aim. All stay on top of my shit. And on top of my game. They'll stay on top of my dick. Ain't shit gon' change. Ain't shit gon' change. Ain't shit gon' change. I'll stay on top of my shit. And on top of my game. They'll stay on top of my dick. Ain't shit gon' change. None of this shit gonna change. So I'm striving for all of my gains. And I hustle through all of the pain. Shovel workout inside of the rain. For a workout inside of the range. Way that she twerk now is really insane. That booty been growing, them workers ain't playing. I'm here for the show and the movie, I'm bang.